And so I want to talk about pros and cons of this because some of you guys are business owners and you're trying to make this decision. And so number one, I think, is understanding which roles are remote and which roles are in person. So for us, because we know how to manage, I think remote teaches you how to manage better than in person does, because there's so many ancillary small communications that occur in person that don't get documented remotely that still have a material impact on the business. And so that allows us to recruit from a wider net. So we can recruit from all over the United States rather than requiring people to move or only picking from, call it Las Vegas, right? And so for us, the pros have been training is much better in person. So for us, what we did to accommodate this is for some roles, depending on the level of the role, we will also include signing bonuses and things like that. So if you're in that position, including more incentive for them to move or move their families to your place of business is a good way to do it. I also recommend having them come out for like 30 days and stay at a hotel, just so that they don't deplant their whole family. If for some reason it doesn't work out, kind of in the first month, you'll know. And so that's like a little in between that I think is worth doing that has worked well for us. To be clear, for me, I think 30% of our portfolio is in person, 70%. The next big one for me was making sure that my work environment was basically just as tailored. And so I've usually been better about this, but I always black out my windows because I get distracted with good weather. I just want to go outside. And so I black all that stuff out. I had 2 desks that I set up, one for standing, one for sitting, because I realized that having a desk that moved, I ended up just not moving it because I didn't want to like mess the wires up and like all the other stuff. So I just set up 2 desks. And so that was helpful. The biggest pain relief thing that I did this year, because I spent a lot of time on my desk, is I got a kneeling chair, all right, which sounds ridiculous and they look goofy. But if you sit in one position all day, like I was getting really bad neck pain. Like it was very tough for me. And so by switching the kneeling chair, originally I thought I was gonna do half my day in one chair, half my day in the other chair. But then I realized that when I was in the kneeling chair, I actually have like 6 different sitting positions that I do in that chair. And so by constantly varying my sitting position, because as soon as I get a little bit uncomfortable, I just change it up. I was able to basically decrease the resting stress on like my muscles being in this one frozen position for an extended period. And that eliminated my shoulder pain, like gone. And so I like really helped me out a lot. And so I don't know what you're doing, but like it was probably like $100 and like such high ROI for me. And then the last piece is actually around my fitness. Those values typically are, either phrases or they're 1 or 2 words, and you have, 3 to 10 of them, right? And so for us, I've always believed in 3 because I don't think anyone remembers more than 3. And if they can't remember them, there's no point in having them. But those 3 typically are very bucketed terms that then need to have hundreds of behaviors underneath them that kind of roll into that culture.